This next one is really special to me. I want to introduce, to induct our next honoree, Ricardo G. Lerma.
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? Good. Give yourselves a round of applause, please. Let's have a round of applause for the ACA and ACA honors and everybody who's involved in putting this and everything else involved with this and around it and in it together. Dewy Brooks is an interesting cat. He's a good friend of mine that I've met over the last few years, and I regrettably and unfortunately did not know Dewy until very recently. I'd say about 2 to 5 years ago, something like that. And of the stories that he's told and of the stories that I've heard of Dewy, I feel like I've missed out a lot. And in just the adventures, in the experience, the savviness, the know-how, and just the general overall sort of willingness and kindness to water the grass he's standing on and then, of course, help those around him as well. A wealth of knowledge, a wealth of experience. It seems like everywhere that we go to have dinner, have coffee. Heck, we went to the Domain to buy a watch. He was buying a watch, and I went with him. I said, you know what, I'll buy a watch too. Why not, Dewy? Let's treat ourselves. So anytime that we need to indulge, I look to Dewy, and I'm like, listen, is this smart? Should I do it? He goes, you know what, you deserve it. Why not? You've been around this long, you can do it. So when I need to feel comfortable in my fanciness, I call Dewy up, and he out-fancies me every single time. Dewy's held positions in both private and public work sector. He's retired with 32 years from the service from the state, 2 years with the Texas State Archives and Library, and 30 years with the Texas Higher Education Coordination, a state agency with oversight over colleges and universities in Texas. He's a graduate of Texas State University, formerly Southwest Texas State University. He's a Vietnam veteran. Thank you very much, Dewy. He's got one daughter, Nicole. Nicole, correct? I just met her tonight. Thank you. And 6 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. Dewy, you don't look old enough for any of that, sir. He's got over 30 years of experience with various organizations, having served on or currently serving on boards of the following: Texas Organized Professionals, Austin Children's Museum, American Diabetes Association, Pro Arts Collective Theater Group, co-founder with Boyd Vance and Trina Walker. I hear Dewy talk very, very fondly and kindly of that time of his life all the time, and I'm privileged and honored to listen and to learn from that. Of course, he's involved with the Austin Creative Alliance as a board member, vice chair board of directors, and formerly of the Austin Circle of Theaters. He's served on various volunteer communities with organizations such as the Austin Aqua Fest, KAZI 88.7 Radio, Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, Safe Place Rodeo Austin, in which he's serving currently on the Barbecue Austin Committee. And he is the current president of his homeowners association, which there's a thorn in his side occasionally from time to time. Let's see, one of the other little tidbits, he's a licensed pyrotechnic. He puts on 4th of July fireworks and does a jack of all trades, master of all trades, I'd even say. One of the few things, many things that I've learned from Dewy is to honor and respect process. Dewy asks questions. Dewy asks the hard questions sometimes. And he's very open and willing and accepting of your ideas, of your passion, of your drive. But one of the things that I've enjoyed about working with and getting to know Dewy over the years is that he inspires you to bring out the best in whatever it is you're doing. Those hard questions are going to bring you to the best result and bring your best face forward, the group, the community's best face and presence forward. I'm excited and thrilled to learn more. I can't wait to hear any and all of the stories. Dewy, you've been an excellent friend, a great mentor. I'm excited to learn and live in your presence and with your friends and family. So with all of that, Dewy Brooks, please come up here and get your award.
Wow. Wow, I'm so nervous. I've been nervous all day. And the people that know me. And this is going to be a short speech. And if you know me, they tell me to stay away from the mic. And I just made it longer by saying this was going to be a short speech. God, I don't know where to start, so I wrote notes. First of all, I want to thank ACA, Austin Creative Alliance, which I've been a longtime member of, and Austin Circle of Theaters. And when we were at a meeting, I don't know what the meeting was, and John said, "Oh, we've picked our nominees," and he ran down the list and he said, "Dewy Brooks," and I went, "What?" I was shocked, much like the morning of November 9th. Anyway, you got it. Hey, all right. I'm not Maggie May, but after this, I may be known as Sepia Man. I took all day to pick this outfit out, so hopefully you enjoy it. I want to thank Spectrum Theater, which I'm currently a board member of. Dr. Billy Harden's here. I nominated him last year for the award, so I'm so glad he could come out and celebrate this with me. I want to thank my daughter for coming out. She doesn't come out a lot to see these things, and she left the kids at home, the 6 grandkids, 4 living at home, and the 2 great-grands. So stop doing calculations. My calendar is in audit, and I'm going to leave you in suspense so you can figure out how old I really am. That's all my plugs for the night, all my jokes for the night. But the biggest and the best thing that Pro Arts, Boy Vance. Woo, it's always hard. But I have to thank him and Pro Arts, which we co-founded together with Trina Walker, for helping me to learn about the arts community and all that it has to give. Now, I'm from Philly, y'all, okay? So I know a little bit about some of the arts, being next door to New York and Broadway, but in Philly we had the Apollo, in New York they had the Apollo, in Philly we had the Uptown Theater. And as a family, we went to all the shows, all the new shows. And I think it sort of spilled over when I got here to Austin. I was still interested in theater, and I remember going to see a show at, it was Michelle Jacoby's, somebody help me here, Capital City Playhouse. And my brother met a guy who was going to be in a play at the theater, and I said, okay, I'll come see you. Well, not knowing at the time, and I didn't know at the time, Boyd Vance directed the show. And the brother of my friend is Julius Tenen, who is also a current board member of Spectrum Theater. So that was sort of my connection, getting involved. I started acting, I did some directing. I learned a lot about the theater. When you're in a small theater company, and I know a lot of you can relate, you do everything. You are the fundraiser, you are the campaign manager, you are the whatever it is that needs to be done, you do. So I really have to thank Boyd, and I have to thank ProArts for allowing me to learn. He was the master class. If you were spent any time around Boyd, you always learned something. Sometimes even about folks you know, maybe didn't want to know about. I think that's how he got things done. I think he had a book on everybody. But art and the community, we learn every day, and I like to consider it lifelong learning. I've learned a lot. My first board that I was ever on was the Austin Children's Museum. I learned about capital campaigns. I learned about finances. I learned about dealing with relationships and making and building relationships. And I hope I bring those things fast forward to those that will come after me, and that those that I know and can speak with. Oh, there's Laura. How you doing? Hey, bad girl. I do stuff like that. Yeah, all right. I see you out in the crowd and go, hey, what's up? But, you know, it's a lifelong learning thing. Anything that you do, never stop doing. In the arts community, learn your craft. I always tell the young ones, the youngsters, I guess I can say that now, coming up, learn your craft. If there's nothing else, learn the basics. It's like sports. What do they tell you? Know your basics. So in this community, whether you're acting, directing, producing, I don't care what it is in the community that you do, learn it and learn it well. But also, one of the things that I learned, I can't write, where's Roy? I can't write that check. But what I can do is I can give you my time. I can give you $100,000 worth of my time. Okay? So never forget to give back for those that want to come forward. Hey, did you get that? Oh, that was kind of cool. So, I'll take a clap for that. One of the things that I'm still learning, I've gotten into a bit of photography. This is one night I don't have my camera. I feel weird being on this side of the camera, but I have to brag a little bit. But this December in Marble Falls, I have a couple of prints that will be on display in a gallery showcase. Yeah. I think I can graduate from photo enthusiast to professional photographer. So my hourly rate just went up, just so you know. Okay. I said this was going to be short. I only had 2 cards, but I probably said about 5 cards worth. I'm honored to be honored. Like I said, I've been nervous all day. It's not like this is my first award, but I always get nervous before any performance. And I think that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. It keeps you on your toes. You know, and so be nervous for those that think, well, why am I nervous, or I shouldn't be? Be nervous. It's a good thing. And then afterwards you can calm yourself down with a couple of drinks, is what I'm going to do. So I am honored to be, I'm going to read the cards now. I'm honored to be honored, and I look forward to contributing to Austin's art community in whatever shape, form, or fashion that it leads me, and I hope that I lead you. So thank you, one and all. Thank you. Wow!
Dewy Brooks. Ricardo undersold it. Dewy is the vice chair of the Austin Creative Alliance. He is on the finance committee. He's on the executive committee. And man, he shows up. Thank you for showing up, Dewy. Where'd you go? Dewy always shows up. I can count on Dewy.